Good morning. Have you ever wondered how open source principles can help transform cloud cost governance? Well, at Fannie Mae, we are seeing it firsthand. My name's Jennifer Samolyk, and I am the Senior Manager of our Cloud Cost Governance FinOps team at Fannie Mae. In 2019, we began our digital transformation to AWS, to the cloud. At the same time, Fannie Mae stood up the FinOps office. So we were early adopters, and we were also early to get in, realizing that, yes, the cloud is faster to innovate, but it's also very expensive. So FinOps is more than a framework. It is an open source culture. So I became involved with the FinOps Foundation. Probably one of the best things that I ever did. Through the FinOps Foundation, I was introduced to people all over the globe, innovating, sharing ideas, sharing ways to reduce our cloud costs. So armed with that information, in 2023, we launched our AWS Showback-to-Chargeback pilot program. We knew that we were coming to the end of our cloud journey. And by the end of 2023, we had started our cohorts. Every business area, anybody with an asset running in the cloud became part of this cohort. And then by the end of 2024, we were 97% migrated to the cloud. And I'm happy to report that starting in January, businesses and application teams are now responsible for their cloud spend through chargeback. So why FinOps and open source? Why? Because it's a powerful combination, right? So FinOps brings accountability to cloud operations. But through open source, we're fostering transparency, collaboration. It's a beautiful combination. It's holding teams accountable, but it's working with teams. So collaboration, we're bringing technology and business together. So I like to say FinOps, like open source, it's a team sport. Everybody has a part to play. Everybody needs to have a seat at the table. Because change can't happen in a vacuum. We've all seen change happen where it's dead on arrival, right? You think, I'm just gonna wait along a little bit, this is gonna die on the vine. And we didn't want that to happen. So we quickly brought in our change management team, and we said, this is a really big change for Fannie Mae, right? Where cloud costs were centrally billed, now we're gonna be making everybody accountable for their cloud spend. And the first thing they said to me was, whenever there's a big change, it sort of happens at the top, but what people don't realize is people like me, like all of you, we all wanna know, how is this change going to impact me? How am I going to do my job differently? And so with that in mind, we went out to our developers, we went out to our architects, we went out to our finance and our business teams. We sat down with them and we beta tested our tools. We built out a Showback dashboard, but we beta tested it. We said, what do you want to see here? What is the best for you? And everybody had different things that they wanted to see. If it was the business, they just wanted to see what their cost was. But if you're a developer, you wanted to see, why did that spike? What were we running that made the costs go up over the weekend and blow up? So through that, we've been able to develop some really great tools. So the result of the combination of bringing the business and everybody together was that it was faster to innovate. We failed fast. We definitely tried things. And we learned some lessons, right? And I'm sure just like you, we've all learned lessons on what works and what doesn't work. But we learned to pivot fast. So trainings, skill gaps, that was a big, big thing that we undertook. So we developed trainings. We did about 55 trainings with big teams all throughout 23 and 24, the end of 23 and all throughout 24 to get us to chargeback. And I'm really happy about everything that we've done to bring Fannie Mae where it is today. Now, some might think, wow, getting to chargeback, that's really cool. That's sort of like the North Star for anybody in FinOps. You want to get your team to chargeback so that they're fully accountable. But honestly, the biggest thing for me that came out of this whole process was that we launched a FinOps Ambassador Program. So when we started our transformation and we're working with the cohorts, we said, okay, every business area, give us one person that will be our liaison. We'll get them trained, we'll build them up, we'll give them the skills, we'll get them involved with the FinOps Foundation, and we'll get them certified. The response was overwhelming. Today, we have 60 FinOps ambassadors throughout Fannie Mae, and 45 of which have their FinOps certification. And I know personally 2 people that were in our FinOps Ambassador Program that have gone on to other companies and are now running the FinOps program there. The Ambassador Program is amazing. So we said to everybody, look, we know this is sort of a +1 opportunity job for you, but just give us what you can. You know, we're going to hold one big forum every single month where you can come in. We call it a show and tell, where people can come in, share their ideas, collaborate. We bring in guest speakers. We've brought in the FinOps Foundation. I'd love to bring Brittany in with the Dev Jam and the open source culture that she is doing at Fannie Mae, and you'll hear from her later on today. So some really great things. So people started getting some skin in the game. They're invested. Some of our biggest initiatives last year to save money came from our FinOps ambassadors. DMS. We were spending an incredible amount of money on DMS. And so DMS is a service where you're basically moving data from point A to point B. But it was costing us millions and millions of dollars every year because I love you developers, but you love to spin things up, but maybe you don't remember to spin things down. You're so busy developing and moving on and doing these great initiatives. So they came to us, the product owner, and said, look, let's get some automation in place. And so we did. And so we saw that after 5 days of running idle, we were bringing those down to T3 micros. That saved us $2 million off of our AWS usage costs. And we're taking it one step further. Now we're going to be terminating those micros. So thinking collaboratively, some of the best ideas have come out of this FinOps Ambassador Program. So looking ahead, what's Fannie Mae going to do next? Well, we're going to continue our open source culture of collaborating and sharing ideas. Currently, we're building a data lake to help our homegrown tools. So like any good FinOps team, in the beginning, we did have a cost optimization vendor. But now that we're matured, we're building our own tools. We're building our own data lake. We're enhancing our tool set, improving our visibility. So some really great things are happening. And last, I'd like to encourage all of you to go to FinOps X. It's in June. It's in San Diego. You can't pick a prettier time to be in San Diego. It is an open source playground. So many great ideas. And don't think, oh, you just have to be in FinOps to go. I see executives there. I'm seeing developers. I'm seeing engineers. My own FinOps team, we have an engineering arm right now. And then lastly, I'd like to give a shout out to my kindergarten teacher who was the OG original gangster of open source. Sharing is caring. Have a great day.